Hey again, this is going to be the second devlog for my little game, and mostly what I've been doing with this particular time is just making the enemy AI. Honestly, it wasn't really too difficult, but it definitely helped a lot that I was using the A-star package from Unity. I did have to reference, give me a second, Bracky's video on it. It was actually quite useful, like this specific video. Like, it definitely helped a lot. Then other than that, it was just some simple extra code. Uh, First and foremost, definitely something I'd like to note is that one thing very important is that when you have a collider, like when you have this pathfinding manager and you want to click this scan button, this pathfinder only detects colliders that are not triggers. If you press this, okay, if you don't have this, if this is off, so it's not a trigger. You see this square, this is basically the bush object. But if you turn it on and then you press the scan button, it won't detect, which is honestly a big pain in the ass. So honestly, what this effectively does is that if the enemy is here and the player is here and the player is here, the enemy won't take a straight line. No, because this is in a way. What you'll try to do is instead you'll go around the thing and then to the player. Then other than that, we have some simple code that just mostly involves me messing around. Like this was just a copy of a previous game of mine, which basically just loops through an array of transforms and then just picks them one by one. So let me just show you by playing the little video here. Let's just go to, oh, whoops. I need to play first. Oh, wait, damn it. Honestly, I just hate the fact that Unity takes so long just to activate play mode. As you can see, uh, there's technically a few states the enemy can take, which is going to be the main monster. I'm going to be changing the aesthetics of this, and it's one of four states. The first state being a regular wandering. For example, if I put it all the way here, it's just going to randomize a bunch of patrol routes and it's going to take a set patrol route. So it's either going to follow an 8 pattern, it's going to follow a square pattern, or it's going to follow a bunch of other patterns, maybe. Oh, wait, that's a concern. Well, I don't have the ability to turn that off. So, yeah. Okay, the next is the player tracker. You see this player tracker? What this basically does is that the moment this thing moves, like if the player stands still or the player fires the gun, the player tracker immediately moves to track the last possible location, and the enemy will know, and it will go towards that last known location. And once it's arrived there, if it still hasn't seen the player by that time, then it'll proceed to wander around like these four locations. It'll just go in a diamond shape pattern, I guess. And it'll do that for a set amount of time before returning to its regular patrol route. So that's the third behavior. Something I honestly I don't really know how I kind of missed this, but you see this number here. This is how long its wandering behavior is supposed to last. Now the issue is that I never noticed that it was a serialized field. So when I changed it here, the issue is that it doesn't change it here. I need to change it in the inspector. So I was stuck on 5 seconds for like 10-20 minutes until I figure out the code itself. Just honestly a pain. So we have patrol route, we have tracking, we have wandering, And then we have hunting, which is actually pretty important. So hunting actually is just activate when the player is not hiding, it's in view, it's in range of the monster. Like it's if the monster is close enough to the player itself, if the monster is close enough to the player itself, like somewhere like here, and the player is not hiding. And do take note that if you over hide, like if you stay in the bush for too long, the boss won't care where you the enemy won't care if you're in the bush or not, it'll still chase you down. At the moment it collides with you, you lose. So I guess that's pretty much it. You can technically outrun the boss because the tracking only happens within a fat distance. So if you get far away enough, then it deactivates. So yeah, that's about it for the boss AI. Surprisingly complicated in all honesty, like especially when it comes to creating the AI path thing. So yeah, that's about it for my devlog. I'll probably come back once I finished a bunch of win cons, lose cons, and aesthetics.